Everybody wants to be happy. I myself speaking, I want to be happy every day. But happiness has been eluding many of us. The reason is that we've attached happiness to things that do not produce happiness. Before we move on into detail, this is mental life education. Mental life education is about how to live a quality life in your mind. We do an in-depth analysis of how we think, its effect on our body, its effect on our happiness. Mental life education is very important to everyone. We've been hearing of God, and we know God is a spirit, but God thinks, and God remembers things. Does the thinking of God produce fear? Does the thinking of God produce worry? Does the thinking of God produce bitterness? No. What about our own thinking? Fear comes from our thinking. Fear is a fruit of our thinking. Our thinking produces fear. Our thinking produces worry. Our thinking produces bitterness. Our thinking produces jealousy. Our thinking produces anger. Do we actually think it is our mind that produces those things? Sometimes we think that it is the situation that is making us angry. It is the behavior of somebody who is making us bitter. But in actual sense, the bitterness was already lying in our mind. The anger was already lying in our mind. The unhappiness was already lying in our mind. The worry was already lying in our mind. The person only came and then activated them through our own decision. We all have mental freedom. You can decide not to become worried. You can also decide to become worried. How? Back to the thinking of God. If God's thinking produces happiness every day, does the thinking of human being produce happiness every day? How good it would have been if our thinking were to produce happiness every day, joy every day without producing worry, without producing anxiety, without producing fear. But our thinking was not made like that. So if you want to be a happy person, you have to learn how to gain the mind of God, the thinking of God. Because the thinking of God does not produce worry. It doesn't produce fear. It doesn't produce bitterness. If you are able to gain the thinking of God, then of course, your mind will stop producing worry, will stop producing fear, jealousy, bitterness, and then unhappiness. This is mental life education. I am your mental life educationist. Subscribe to this channel and we'll continue to bring to you how to live a quality life inside your mind.